Okay, this is going to be a quick introduction to a program called Kahoot. This is a great program to interact with your students through distance learning or face-to-face when that becomes an option again. What this tool allows you to do is understand where your students are at in content knowledge. This will help you know what to focus on in your class lecture and what you can move on from because they already know the content in that area. So I'm going to switch to the screen here and then we can walk through how to set up a Kahoot, how to set up a challenge, and some of the basic features of this program. Okay, let's go. Alright, so let me walk you through some of the things that are available to you from the website. So the first thing you need to know is that you will need to create an account before you can start using this tool. Now there's a free option and there's an upgradable pay option. Right now I only use the free option. I believe there is a way for educators to access the upgraded options for free right now. I haven't looked into that because I've been happy with the free options that are available to me. But if you think you might want to use some of the more advanced features, you should definitely check out upgrading to the advanced options. So I want to walk you through how to create your own quiz, how to look up quizzes that have already been created so that you may not need to do that step. I'll show you how to do it live through a streaming, through asynchronous streaming software, or how you can set up a challenge for your students to do on their own time. So let's go to my home page. So on this screen, you'll be able to see the Kahoot quizzes that you've already created, along with some things that the program thinks you may be interested in right now. Where I'm going to begin is here in this Discover tab. So for my class, the rest of the semester, we're going to be talking about poetry. So I'm just going to type in search poetry and see what quizzes become available. So there's several options here. You can see there are many different poetry quizzes that have already been developed by several different people. So just for the sake of making this video as short as possible, I'm going to click this first one right here. And what you would do to decide if you want to use it is make sure you click on Show Answers. That way you can look at both the questions and the answers that the quiz has available to you. So what you would want to do is just scroll through these questions, see if you like both the questions and the answers, and let's assume that we really like this quiz and we want to use it either live or as a challenge. So you would just go over here and click play. But before you do that, I recommend going and clicking the star so that it will add it to your favorites section on Kahoot. That way you don't have to search for it again. You can just go and use it again right away. So let's click on play. Here you'll have the option to either host it live or to create a challenge. So if you want to host it live, you need to have something like Zoom or Life Size or something else that allows you to have to connect with your students in real time. But if you don't have access to any of that, you can just go to Create Challenge. So if you just click on a Create Challenge there, just go to Create New, and you have the option here to set a due date, both a day and a time. So you can select that to be whatever you want it to. And you can also toggle on or off the question timer. So on a traditional Kahoot quiz, each question has a certain amount of time that the students are allowed to answer before it moves on to the next question. Generally, those are set at about 20 to 30 seconds. So if you don't care if they do it in a certain amount of time, you can toggle that off. But if you want it to be timed, just toggle that right back on, and they'll have to perform it in the allotted time of the quiz. Now you can also toggle on and off the random answer order. And I do want to notice or want to bring to your attention that in the free version, you are limited to 50 players per quiz. So what I recommend is if you're teaching two sections of the same class, create two different quizzes and give each class the individual link that's created next. So just keep that in mind. So let's keep all of these settings and let's go ahead and create this. So right here, you can copy a link that will take your students right to the quiz, and you can copy this PIN number that they can enter into their app if they're using it on their phone, or they can enter it into uh, our website as well, and that will take them to the quiz. So what I recommend is you copy both the link and the PIN number and post that to your whatever device you're delivering information to your students with. So for me, I'm using Moodle, so I will copy and paste both of these into my class Moodle page and let them know what they need to do with it and when they need to complete it by. So you can just copy both of these, post that into your Moodle or Blackboard or whatever you're using, and your students will be able to access that. And just make sure you communicate to them when it needs to be done, how much time they have to do it. So this is, I'm going to be primarily using the challenge feature of this just because I know some students will have limited internet bandwidth, access, availability. So if I make it so that they can do it whenever it's easy for them, then I don't have to worry about connectivity issues on their end or on my end by doing it live. But if you like the live feature, then that's totally available too. And let me just show you how you might be able to do that live, what that will look like live. So let's just use this one for variety. So we'll go over here and click play, and then go ahead and click host live if this is the feature that you're going to use. So at this point, you would be connected to your students through Zoom or LiveSize, and you would be able to, I use classic mode, just click on classic, and it will come up on the screen with this code number right here. And then your students will enter in that code into their Kahoot, whether they're using the app or using the website. So once all of your students have entered in the code and their names are on the screen, then you can go ahead and click start and your quiz will begin. Okay, so one tip I have for you when you assign these to your students is make sure they use their real names, because they do have the option of typing in a nickname or whatever they want. You're not going to be able to track their results if they type in a name that you don't recognize. Also, they could decide to play tricks on you and type in inappropriate things. And so, just to be safe, make sure it's clear that they type in their actual names so that you can track their progress and know who needs to get more information and who already knows the information from the quiz. So let me just walk you through how to create a Kahoot from scratch. If you searched for something in your field and you didn't find what you were looking for, it's very easy to create your own. So no matter which tab over here you have open at the moment, you can always click on this Create tab right over here. So let's click on that. So what's going to come on your screen is 6 options. The first one there, New Kahoot, and the Kahoot for Formative Assessment, Template Inspired by Hired Instructor, and Introduce New Topics. These are all available with the free account. If you want to utilize these other 2 templates, then you need to upgrade. However, I think it's very easy to create your own, and these other templates here are great as well. Let's walk you through how to create it from scratch. So once you hit that button, it's going to take you to this screen, and this is where you're going to have the option to customize your own quiz. So you start by typing in your first question up here. And we'll just say, let's go, what is poetry? So that's your question. Now, you only have a 120 character limit, so make sure you're being concise in your questions and you don't have real wordy and long questions. Make it short and to the point, but still uh, allows your students to know what you're asking. The next step is to upload an image. You can either upload an image from your computer, you can even attach a YouTube link, or you can use Kahoot's image library, which they have a lot of available free images for you. So over here in these tabs, they have the images in different categories. Any image you click or you select from one of these tabs is free. There are lots of other images available in the upgraded version. So if you type in a subject up there, you may get results where you have to pay for the upgrade to get those images. But if you click on any of these subjects, any photo that you find will be available. We'll just use that one for the sake of speed. So the next option you have available to you is to change how long you want this question to be available for them to answer. So you can select anywhere from 5 seconds in increments up to 240 seconds. So whatever you feel is an appropriate amount of time for the question. So here you can select to have this question worth either 0 points, 1,000 points, or 2,000 points. I generally just leave it all on 1,000, but you could change it depending on how much weight you want each question to have. So then down here, you can select 4 different options, or you can select only 2 options if you want to. So we'll just say everything, and we'll click select as the right answer. And this one is the wrong answer, so we'll just leave that blank, and then the program will know that the checked one is the right answer. So then we just go to add a question. So now you have the option of doing a multiple choice question or a true and false question. We'll just click true and false this time. Those other options that you saw there are through the upgraded version. So now you can do the same thing, and now you just have true or false options. You either select true or select false, depending on which one is the correct answer. And then you just continue with your quiz, add as many questions as you need, and then you can hit done when you're ready. And mine isn't fully completed. I didn't fill in all the information, so it's going to have me save it as a draft. So I'll just keep as a draft for now. And so now when you're in this Kahoots tab up here, you'll have these things available to you right here. You can click here to see the Kahoots you've created. You can click here to see the Kahoots that you've saved as a favorite. And then you can see where your drafts are here as well. These are the basic things that you need to know to get started. It's a pretty user-friendly website. Things are pretty self-explanatory. But if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments or contact me through email if you're in my organization. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoy this tool. I think it will be an interesting way to mix things up while you're doing distance learning, and it will allow you to interact with your students in a creative way. Last tip, I like to use this as an assessment tool. I don't use this for graded assignments. If anything, it's just a participation grade. I simply use this as a tool to know my students' content knowledge in a particular subject before I begin developing lessons. I wish you success in your distance learning. If this is a new thing for you, you're going to be great. Just keep trying. Your students will know that you're doing your best and will give you some grace during this time. Thank you.